William calling in from Arizona. William, you're on Free Talk Live.
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit with Mark about his badge camera idea that I've heard him detail a few different times.
Here I am.
And I understand the idea, and it sounds great, and, it sounds like it would solve a lot of problems. But I did have an experience a couple of years ago that maybe showed a negative side.
Please do. Please tell me about it. I'd love to hear it. Actually, hold the line because I just hold through the break. I'd love to hear it. Because this idea has been implemented in a few different police departments up to this point with success. Now, not nationwide. I'd like to see it nationwide, but you got to listen to both sides. I want to hear what the drawback is. Back to William in Arizona. William, tell me what happened with the cop-mounted cam that changed your mind.
Okay, so a couple of years ago, I have a friend named Pedro that he's in one of these situations where, if I have a tail light that's out or a crack in a windshield, I'm going to get pulled over and I'm going to get a repair order or something like that. But when he gets pulled over, he's going to have his vehicle impounded. It's going to cost him about $500 to $1,000, by the time it's all said and done.
So that's his perception of it. Okay. I don't doubt it. I just understand that, this is how we see the world. It's a perception. I remember one time I got pulled over for a headlight. The cop said, "Your headlight's out." I jumped out of the vehicle to run around. I thought for a second, if this guy had been jumpy, I'd been dead. Because I just got out of that car. Really? And I went to look at the head. Couldn't believe him. Sure enough, the headlight was out. Go ahead, William.
Yeah, well, I've had the experience of getting pulled over, and that's what happens to me is I get repair orders, and multiple times he's got pulled over and the vehicle gets impounded because he has issues with his license.
Okay.
He ends up, he has to go to work to pay I think a lot of people are in this situation. They've got to pay the court, they've got to pay the impound and everything else. They've got to get to work. How do you get to work if you don't drive,
Yep.
So at any rate, he called me, and it's not, this has happened a few times that he'll call me and I go meet him somewhere and pick him and his tools up while his vehicle gets impounded. At any rate, this time, a couple of years ago when it happened, I decided I was going to talk with the officer a little bit. And I had all kinds of things I was going to talk to him about very nicely. But when I got there, he seemed like a jovial enough guy, so I did. I went to him and I said, "Hey, Pedro's just a working guy trying to get things done, and this really messes him up." At any rate, this officer happened to have a camera. It seemed like a pair of glasses, frame only, with a camera on the side of it.
Okay.
And he didn't specifically say because of the camera, but essentially, his response was that he was not able to
use the discretion the way that you would like him to, because he is now on camera. He can't sort of just let something go.
Yes, exactly.
But
so, believe you me, I like your idea, and if I could push a button and make it happen, I would do it. But there are some
drawbacks.
There's some cons.
Hold on, William. I've had police officers admit on the stand that they are allowed to use their discretion in determining whether or not to give someone a ticket. So the fact that there's a video camera should not, prevent the police officer from being a normal human and using his discretion.
Well, it shouldn't, but you do understand that, now with the video, the idea is to put the officer to give other people an opinion about how he does his job. So if he uses too much discretion, he's not exactly being an officer, I can see the point, but I think that what we really need, if we're going to operate in this whole paradigm of law enforcement officers, we need laws that officers enforce.
And we need them to not be revenue generators and actually go after real criminals.
But either way, I don't think officers really should have discretion. I mean, I understand that they do, and I like it when they use it for me. But if they're going to let me go with a headlight that's out and let me run around the vehicle without shooting me dead, shouldn't they be treating other people like that? Isn't that the profession that we want from police officers?
See, where I was born and raised, the things such as a headlight, they called that a fix-it ticket.
Yeah.
To where you've got 72 hours to go make the repair. You then go to any police department within the city. You show them the ticket and you show them the repair, and then, okay, everything's gone. Like, this ticket never happened.
William?
Yeah, I've had that happen a number of times. It typically happens. So I drive an '06 Dodge that looks pretty good. And once in a while, I take it into the shop or something, and I borrow my dad's backup vehicle. It's a '78 GMC Jimmy. And I kid you not, when I get in that vehicle, if I see an officer behind me, I start putting on the seatbelt and everything because I know I'm going to get pulled over. I don't drive any different in that older vehicle than I drive in my vehicle. But if I make a sweeping turn or anything like that, because I'm in an older vehicle, I get pulled over, and it's maddening to me. But, what am I going to do about it?
What do they treat you differently in the vehicle, too, once they get up there, or?
No, typically once they get up there, I've had pretty good luck. I got a fix-it ticket because the headlight was out. I did get a seatbelt ticket one time about 2 years ago, and it was a situation where I made a sweeping turn. I got pulled over. He asked me why I didn't put my seatbelt on, and instead of saying that I wasn't going to answer any questions or anything, I told him that I was philosophically opposed to being mandated to wear a seatbelt, which I essentially admitted that I wasn't because I'd put the seatbelt on by that time.
Okay.
And I got the ticket, $100 or something like that.
Fight that in court then, buddy. So what do you think the reason is that you generally get away without tickets? Do you think it's because of your haircut, the way you talk to the police officer? What is it? What do you think it is?
Yeah, I think it is that, I'm clean cut for the most part. I have the look of a construction worker, but I speak very well. I'm respectful, and I think they get up there and I handle myself well. The one that I got pulled over for the headlight, I think I was actually speeding, and he pulled me over and he asked me why I thought that he might have pulled me over. And I thought, maybe I'll lead him down the headlight line of thought, since I knew that was a fix-it ticket. So I said, I think I have a headlight out. And then I did get the fix-it ticket. So,
wow.
And here you don't have to go back to you're supposed to mail it in within 5 days or something like that, but nobody ever does, so I just didn't.
855-450-FREE. Thanks for the call, William. 855-450-3733. So, police officers, do you think that they have a different kind of set of rules they have to follow than you? This is what we were seeing in this article here. 855-450-FREE. How are you supposed to deal with them?
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.